so like I said, because there are so many different versions of keto, there are different macro calculators that are out there, and you can search on Google and just type in macro calculators or keto macro calculators, and there's different ones that are out there. You basically type in your measurements, and not to the detail where I don't think you need to do like body measurements, but like your age, your weight, your height, your activity level, your body fat percentage, which there are other sites that can actually kind of help you, give you little pictures, and you can kind of match what you think you look most like to kind of get you a percentage of what your body fat is. I think there's a Navy calculator, if I'm not mistaken, but that helps you with figuring out that body fat percentage, approximation. And then you plug all that information in along with what your goals are. So there's this one that is the one that I landed on was the Keto Gains calculator. So that would be for if you want to lose weight, you set that for lose, and then if people are trying to bulk up or build muscle, they would go to gain. So you would put your goals in there, and then it'll calculate your macros based on that particular philosophy. So like the Keto Gains is they tend to have a higher protein ratio, but I ended up liking that, and it kind of just gave me a kind of a guide point. I never really was 100% on following every single day whatever that level was. What was really helpful was kind of figuring out where the calories should lie, because if you are trying to lose weight, it is a diet. So you kind of do, although it is so much fun to add our Kerrygold butter to everything and eat those yummy fats and great cuts of meat, it is important for you, if you are wanting to lose weight, to keep an eye on your calories. That was my biggest thing. I gathered all this information, and I felt like, okay, I got some gurus, I got some information. I know some foods that I would want, but where do I start? How do I do this? So on here I've just put, you got to start somewhere. So for me, I remember just thinking, well, I'm just gonna jump in. So I'm a coffee lover, so I started with that. Sorry, that's Rocket, my dog. So I started with a fatty coffee, and after I tried that fatty coffee, I think the first time I did my fatty coffee, it was Kerrygold butter. I think I actually poured a little bit of olive oil in that, which don't do that. Do MCT oil, and even better than just the straight oil, the powder. You want to say hi, Rocket? This is Rocket. He's my keto buddy. He likes to eat macadamia nuts. Right. Yes. Oh. All right. So I think after that fatty coffee that I had, which I also added cream, like it just blew my mind, because all these things that I had always been told to stay away from, fat makes you fat. That doesn't make you fat. It's the carbohydrates. It's the sugar. But it is a lot of shifting of your mindset. Not only are you shifting your metabolic function, a lot of the work comes from that shift in mindset. Bacon, which was something I always said no to, whenever the hubby would make some up, because everybody loves bacon, I would always say no. Now I always say yes. So bacon and eggs, I think, was one of the next ones. I kind of lost my appetite towards eggs within that, and that's actually slowly coming back. Actually, now I'm craving eggs every now and then, but wonderful. And I remember having, in that first week, burgers without the bun, but I had to make sure, watch those condiments like ketchup. Usually lots of sugar is added to that, so which means lots of carbs. So ketchup is typically a no-go. There might be some forms of ketchup if you're kind of okay with some other things that might be in there. Some ketchups might be okay, but for the most part, you might have to say goodbye to your Whataburger ketchup. All right, again, when you're starting, keep it simple. I remember looking at list, and just having to start somewhere. I can't go buy everything, because I'm a teacher, hubby's a firefighter. We can't buy out H-E-B, or we can't go buy out Whole Foods. I had to start somewhere and start simple. So I went with what I liked, what sounded good to me. That's what I went ahead and tried. If I saw a guru that really said, oh, I really like this, and every once in a while I would give those things a try, and sometimes they were busts, and sometimes they became staples of mine. like I said before, don't fear the fat. So as you're purchasing things, as you are thinking about, oh, well, that's fatty, that's what you're wanting. That's different. Part of starting, I say become part of a keto community. For me at first, that was a lot of YouTube. Leanne Vogel, her page I think is Healthful Pursuits there on YouTube. She also has a blog, and Keto Connect is another YouTube couple. It's a husband and wife, super cute, young, and they do a lot of kind of like experiments, and they try out different things, and they'll try it for a particular amount of time, and they show you what they like. Their recipes are great. Like, I really do like, one of my favorites of theirs is their keto pancakes, and even my non-keto kids, they like that. So that was Keto Connect, and then also Dr. Berg. So those were among my top 3 when I was first starting out, and still will rank among my top 3 for YouTube. There are Facebook groups to join. One of the ones that I like is, we have got a local San Antonio group that I'm in that I love. I'm in a Keto for Badass Babes because I am a badass babe. Yes. And Instagram, I put off joining or going into Instagram for a long time, but I kept hearing from a lot of people that Instagram just had a really positive community out there. So I've just now jumped back into Instagram. If you want to follow me there, I am Keto Teacher Mom. So give me a follow. And then one of my big things is podcast. I love podcast, and my number one podcast is the Keto Diet Podcast by Leanne Vogel. Also, Keto for Women is another good one. Keto for Normies, the couple that I told you about, the Keto Connect couple, that's their podcast. And one particular episode that I listened to, that I heard way back in August, it was on the Joe Rogan Experience. It was Dr. Dom D'Agostino. Watch it. I mean, listen to it. You can't really watch it. Listen to it. It is amazing. Dr. Dom is so intelligent, and is a leading researcher, has done a lot of work in the field of ketogenic diet and its effects on, I think he had one on the effects of Navy SEALs, and he's also done work with NASA. So just cool, and just a long podcast, but so much great information. So definitely I would give that a listen, but like every week I'll just do the dishes, listen to my podcast. I'll wash, do the laundry and listen, clean the house as I'm just getting new information and kind of just validating things and finding out new information about other products or maybe combinations of things to try. So really enjoy that aspect of kind of my keto community. So be ready to lose a good amount of weight within the first weeks. I would say week to 2 weeks or so, because you're dropping a lot of water weight. Carbohydrate, the hydrate part, carbohydrates have you hold on to a lot of water. And so when you start restricting your carbohydrates, your body just releases a lot of the water weight. With that release comes a release of your electrolytes. So you will need to, this is where people talk about the keto flu, where they get a headache, they lose a lot of energy. I don't truly remember experiencing anything that drastic. I might have remembered a little bit less energy, but I started this during the summer, so I was home. I wasn't having to go to school. So I didn't truly experience. Some people say they have it really, really bad, and some gurus explain it as when your body's switching metabolic functions, it's shifting, it's having to relearn this, so it's really hard on your body. So you want to up your electrolytes. Some of the ways that I did that, so that's magnesium, potassium, and salt. Avocados, pickles, and pickle juice. I love Epsom salt baths, and of course, adding salt to your foods, which again, along with the fat, you've been told not to do. Well, on this diet, because you are losing your electrolytes faster, you've got to replenish them, and it makes you feel better. With the increase of fat and a little bit of with the increase of those salts, I experienced having to run to the bathroom for both reasons. I definitely had loose stools at the beginning of keto, and again, I think it was just my body getting used to ingesting fat. Enjoy adding that fat and that salt to your food because you need both of them. You might, especially as you get your list going, you might feel as though this is a more expensive diet. And of course, yes, grass-fed beef and non-processed or cured, no antibiotics, all those organics and things like that they are more expensive. But ultimately, you do end up eating less. So in the long run, it'll either be a wash or you might even save some money. So don't let the initial sticker shock fool you. And there's lots of videos out there of how to do it on a budget. So as I got going, one of the first tools I went out and purchased were the little vials of urinalysis strips, keto pee sticks. All right, and some people say, oh, those are a waste of money, that they don't work, and after a while they don't, because your body won't eliminate your ketones through your waste. It becomes more efficient, and you have to kind of shift to either measuring blood ketone levels or breath ketone levels. If you are somebody like me, I just like the data. I like seeing where I am, and it helps me kind of see where I don't track my macros. I can see how my body reacts to the food and the combinations that I'm eating. But I did like those urinalysis sticks because I was able to get feedback. I was able to see, wow, the color is changing, and this is paying off. My body's doing what it's supposed to do. Or I could see, oh, I was darker yesterday and something happened. What did I eat? I can kind of reevaluate that way. So I really like them for the data standpoint and almost for that motivation. I got vials at CVS, at Walmart. I know you can buy them on Amazon. So, make your choice. You might enjoy those. They won't work forever, but I did like them. Another thing in the beginning, be kind and patient. It's hard to start off something, especially so extreme, and you want to see results. Remember, there's a lot that's happening internally, and then you'll get that initial loss of weight from your water weight, which is really encouraging, and then it'll slow down for a while. I think my first week I lost like 11 pounds, and then that second week into the third week, I think maybe 2 or 3 more. I would have to go back and look at Facebook posts and journal notes and stuff like that to double check. But so it'll be real fast and then it'll slow down, or at least that's what it did for me. And just kind of be patient with yourself. I remember kind of having a conversation with myself about, well, I'll give it a month. If after a month I feel like I can, keep going, I will. If I don't want to, I'll stop. So just having that conversation with yourself and making it okay. I hope this intro to keto helps kind of navigate the craziness of the internet for you, gives you a little bit more information to help you decide whether this might be for you. And I thank you for watching.